Yo there guys, this is Cob and welcome to another episode of Sundays with Cob. This Sunday we will be talking about the channel hitting 40,000 subscribers, some things going on in my real life at the moment, as well as the usual question and answer section courtesy of you guys and your comments. So without further ado, let's get started. This week the channel hit the 40k subscriber mark, and needless to say this is an incredible number. I am actually honoured to have so many people following what I'm doing with my videos, so many people becoming part of our community. I never once believed in myself in that I could ever or would ever reach out to so many friendly and passionate people, so to everyone watching this video, I cannot thank you enough for being here. And I always get the sense that this is only the beginning, and that excites me so much. I've been doing what I do with the channel now for just around 1 year, and so many people have already jumped on board for the journey, and yet it feels like we've barely even left the station. If you haven't checked out the videos I've uploaded to commemorate hitting 40k subs, check them out. They were both insane Destruction Warlock organised events. I'm going to link both videos below in the description if you haven't seen them just yet. Now a little bit of real life news, though it isn't much for now. Myself and Sophie will be moving out into a new apartment in a couple of weeks. It's much more suited to us, it's cozy as hell, a top floor flat, which is perfect, but what it might mean is slightly less videos around the moving in date, which I'm sure you guys will understand. I'll do my absolute best though to keep the videos flowing, and there'll almost definitely be a vlog showing you all around the new place once we're in there. Then I'll be back to WoW, Dota 2 and eventually Elder Scrolls Online next year. So even more epic times are definitely coming. And that about does it actually for the news. Two pretty cool things, just not a massive amount to really talk about regarding them. So let's get straight into the questions that you guys left for me on the last Sundays with Cob video. Jake Zalkowski asks, how much longer do you think WoW will last? So we're starting off with a heavy question, it seems, one that I've given quite a lot of thought to. One that is definitely really important for the channel. Now there are really two ways of looking at this question. As for how long WoW will last, I'm guessing we're talking about how long it's got until the servers are shut down. I think that's what you mean by that question. Or perhaps you mean how long do I think it will be until the community is that small that the game is basically dead. Now I may be wrong, in fact I probably am wrong, but I think WoW's huge player base will last until the end of the next expansion after Mists of Pandaria, which could be anywhere around a year and a half to 2 years from now, and I base this pretty much on the rate of subscriber losses over the past few quarters. And while I believe WoW will still have an active community, its numbers likely won't be nearly as high as 6 million. A lot of new MMOs with different combat ideas, graphical improvements and all of that good stuff are starting to surface now, and I feel it's just going to further give WoW an antiquated feel. This in my eyes will just hasten its demise, but having said that, I do feel that WoW has at least a few years in it before the game will truly die. We shouldn't be afraid of change though guys. I love playing WoW, I really do, but it's been well over 5 years for me, so I'd be lying to myself if I said I wasn't excited for what future MMOs might have in store for us. Ben Wilkinson asks, what Warlock spec do you think is going to be the best for PvP in 5.4, and do you think 5.4 has affected Destro Warlock specifically in a bad way? I think I can answer both of those in one blob of an answer. Warlocks in general have for sure been buffed in 5.4 in my opinion. Having Howl as a baseline spell, having the Chaos Bolt and Incinerate damage buffs for Destro were definitely nice changes. The issue at the moment though, at least in my eyes, is the way that arenas are going at the moment. Warriors seem to be incredibly powerful, DKs as well, and this obviously doesn't favour destruction very much. After playing arenas recently, definitely the strongest classes to me felt like DKs, Warriors, Hunters and Red Palace. I just felt completely shut down and out pressured pretty much from the start in a lot of the games. And whenever DKs and Warriors are strong, that usually means that Affliction Warlocks are going to have a pretty tasty season as well. Their dot damage and dispel protected crowd controls just favour Warrior and DK comps a hell of a lot more. So I have to say in patch 5.4 I believe that Affliction is probably going to be the #1 spec in arenas. Destruction will still be viable, but it will be a pain in the ass a lot of the times to play. You'll have to play comps with a lot of control just to be able to get any of your casts off a lot of the time. Destruction also is feeling the pain of the Rain of Fire Ember generation nerfs at the moment in Arena. Also Fellflame's mana cost was doubled, which is leaving us a hell of a lot of the time if we're trying to stick to instant casts. All in all, it does feel a little bit nasty, so I'll have to say that 5.4 has probably affected Destro in a pretty bad way. We're stronger in battlegrounds and have more CC, but we are now less viable to play with in arena because of the current metagame, and without good ember generation, melee cleaves are eating us alive it feels. Viaboot CJ says, "Hey Cobb, as a healer who plays multiple healing classes, I was really wondering, what healing class do you hate fighting against the most, both trying to kill in a 1v1 and in arena?" This is an easy answer, it has to be priests, especially holy priests. It feels like if they get one global off, they can keep themselves or their partners up so easily. As for discipline priests, that move while casting penance is so irritating in arena I feel. I see my priest on focus target, spamming a penance into the guy who I'm trying to kill, so I hit my spell lock, only to look around and see that he's casting penance through a wall. It's just one of those things that really makes me face spam. And not only are each spec's heals very difficult to stop, but CCing them is also incredibly hard. Fear Ward being reason number 1 for warlocks of course. You're having to fear that off or have it offensively dispelled or paged before you can even think about CCing them. But the most annoying thing for me by far is, I think it's called Spectral Guise, might be Phantasm, but I think it's Spectral Guise, that stealth ability that they have to avoid fears. It's just so annoying. A healer going invisible in the middle of combat, it just shouldn't happen. So yeah, for both trying to kill in 1v1s and, you know, when facing them in arena, it definitely has to be priests that I hate facing the most. Mikkel asks, must we be located on your server in order to try and get into your Dueling series? Of course he's talking about the new series that I've started, Dueling with Cobb. To get involved in the series, all you have to do is send me an inbox with your battle tag and your armory link, and it is very likely I will get round to adding you and we can record some duels in the future with that. Though getting back to Mikkel's question, the only real limitations to getting involved in this Dueling series is that you have to be on the European realms. Apologies to any players on the US realms, I am still slacking at leveling my warlock for the time being. But yeah, that's about it really. You can be on any European server and we can organise the duels like that. Justin Eddings says, "Hey Cobb, when you get killed in BGs, do you feel like you have to get revenge in order to help with the pain of being killed by an ally scum? And do you ever come across players in your BGs that are impossible for even you to solo?" Now I feel like I should say something here. I'm not the best player, definitely not even close to being a top player. A lot of you guys will know this of course, but I worry that some people don't. I don't want to try and sell to anyone that I'm an authority on Warlock PvP or something. I know what I'm doing because I played the class for such a long time and love doing so, but I am no top player, so there are definitely people in BGs that I can't kill 1v1. And BGs aren't like arenas either. A really good Frost Mage or Hunter can kite you forever and just drum you into the ground at max range if they play it right. I feel strong enough in BGs to take down the vast majority of people though, as Destruction Spec is so strong in a BG setting. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of people who I lose to as well. As for getting revenge, I actually do kind of get vengeful, only when I'm playing Cobrak though. On any of my ults, I don't mind dying really, but if someone is targeting me for the whole BG on Cobb and I notice it, I'll do my very best to retain the favour and focus them back for the rest of the BG too. Lance W says, in 5.4 with the Rain of Fire Ember generation being gutted, how do you think Destro will hold up against melee cleaves having less embers to heal with? Maybe explain what you would do to get around this. Also with the Demonic Gateway nerf, they will be on you more often. It's definitely a worry and is turning out to be something quite awful after I've played some arenas on Destro just recently. It is a huge pain being ember starved for a lot of the game. We don't really get a chance to cast much now against melee cleaves either. And spamming Fell Flames just ooms us after around 4 or 5 Fell Flames, with the mana cost having been doubled in 5.4. The Demonic Gateway nerf also definitely does not help. I would suggest playing in a comp that has a ton of control that can peel for you when needed and has a stun to pin someone down while you land your big casts. RLS and MLS are things that come to mind for me. You can try pulling melee cleaves out of their healer's line of sight as well, and if they do follow you, have your rogue or mage partner stun them and land some burst while they're out of line of sight. It's a really nice way to counter pressure and peel melees off of you at the same time, but it is looking like a rough season for Destro if I'm honest, and playing in a high control comp is probably going to become a must for Destro this season. Now before wrapping this video up, I'm going to cover the donators to the channel over the past fortnight and read out any notes they left behind. If you too want to donate, there is a button on my channel banner that you can click. It's completely up to you if you want to do that. The videos aren't going to suddenly stop being made if the donations stop coming in. It's there if you want to use it. Max Jones donates €7 and leaves no note behind, so I'm just going to have to thank you for that. Matthias Gar donates €10 saying, "Hey Cobrak, I really love your work on YouTube and hope you keep the awesome work going. Greetings from Germany and sincerely, Matthias." Nicholas from Haj is the episode's biggest donator, donating €50. He says, "Hey Cob, sorry for the bad English, I'm German, happy face. Thank you so much for your channel, you're the reason why I still play Destro. I hope we'll see each other in a BG or arena. Cheer and love macros are ready. Good luck, Loki from Blackmill server." Annette is up next with a €25 donation saying, "Hey Cob, first of all thank you for all of the duels against my feral and for all of the videos. I really enjoyed the 1vx, open BG and PvP montages, especially those where you're barely able to survive, control the enemies and manage to come back and even kill them. I was laughing my ass off when I watched the no gear videos of you, Pingu and Mac, who is the funniest guy ever. Really are a dream team, but the Cobrak movies really are masterpieces, especially 15, 16 and 17. Often make me queue for some BGs to try and pull the same stuff off, but the biggest reason I donated was because you are a cool and nice guy who cares about his fans and even interacts with his community. I think you really deserve that money. Keep up the videos." That is a crazy good message. Thank you so much for the support, and definitely not just for the money. It's really awesome to know that the content has that much of an impact on you. It turns out I was lying earlier on just now about Nicholas having the biggest donation. Richard Hatch comes in and matches his €50 donation saying, "Hey Cob, epic videos, I'd like to duel you, I'm up for that and if it's okay with you. Can you look at my YouTube channel, Geared12. Thanks man, you are the best." I will definitely check that out, and if you send me an inbox, Richard, with your battle tag and your WoW armory, we can definitely look to getting some duels set up for the Dueling with Cobb series. Anyway, that is going to be all for this episode. Thank you so much to all of the donators and everyone who sent in questions. As always, leave any questions that you might have in the comments or send them to me in an inbox and they might just be answered in the next Q&A video. If you are still watching at this point, thank you so much for tuning in. I really like to have this interaction and keep you guys updated with everything that is going on. But that is all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all next time.